Welcome back, race fans. It's Ninth Gear Broadcasting. It's Luke alongside Kevin up in the booth, and we are back with the Champion Motorsports Truck Series. And tonight, Kevin, we are at Nashville, and I am excited for this one, Kevin. It's my first time seeing Nashville out here on iRacing in general, but I've got a couple laps under my belt on Heat 5, so I know I'm excited for this one, Kevin. How you feeling about this one?
They're gonna have to unmute me to Oh, there we go. Feeling good about it, Luke. I think it's gonna be a good old time out here. We only have two races left in the season, so this is really when it matters, and I think these drivers are gonna come out here and put on a show.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And they're starting to, hit the grid out there and get things ready to go and get ready to start rolling out here. We got a 27 car field from what I'm reading, so if you want to go and get that thing going out here, this thing
Yeah,
underway.
a good turnout here for CMS, and I think it's a stacked field, and I think we're gonna see some tight racing in Nashville. How about Chris Hudson getting the pole out here, fighting in contention for that season championship? Ray Partridge on his outside. Your second row is going to be Joe Nathan and Caleb Colburn, Davis Braun and Michael Carroll, AJ Benish and Jeff Schmeier, Drew Lidke and Pierre Robitaille, Nick Donati and Tim Collier, Devin McCaffrey and Tyler Vickery, Noah Loveridge and Jay Darger, Connor Patton and Dennis the Janitor Pitzenbarger, Jose Medina and Anthony James, Aaron Cooper and Scott Kukas, Tommy Mitchell and Brian Faulkner, Miguel Colon and June Gonzalez and Ryan Rose rounding out your 27 car field. A couple of new names to round out the field there at the end, Luke.
Yeah, Kevin, and as I'm reading right now, I'm currently reading 24 on the track.
Oh,
Not
maybe
too
not.
sure, not too sure how that's gonna hold here. We'll see. But either way, as it stands, I'm reading a 24 truck field out here, and we're in for an exciting one out here, Kevin. You got much knowledge out here on this track, or
Yeah, I mean,
other than the
I
pace
have,
car's already
I've
in?
got a,
Sorry, I hate to
I've
cut
got a
you off.
decent bit. I'll let you know here in a little bit. Pace car's in, and we are racing on the command of Chris Hudson on the inside. Good start for them. A little bit slow there on the outside for Ray Partridge, and that's going to get Joe Nathan to shimmy on up to the high line like he was on the front row.
And you see Chris Hudson get the jump there in the straightaway. All the guys fanning out behind him, trying to decide their lines. A little bit of three wide bumping going on back there. Oh, we see the 93 getting loose, going up high. We got a truck side that's hard into the wall. Jeff Schmeier's loose, comes down to the 11. They're
Tim
bumping,
Collier
they're
nowhere to go.
stacking
He
up.
gets ARCA brake like shit. These guys aren't hitting the brakes, Luke.
Oh boy, and they're stacking up across the front stretch, Kevin. I'm counting at least four or
Yeah.
five trucks.
And I'm not gonna say this is a narrow track, but we've definitely seen wider tracks. It seemed like there was cars that had nowhere to go. It seemed like there was cars that just were not getting into the brakes when they should have there. And what should have been a one or two car incident, Luke, we're seeing 5, 6 guys just all stacked up here. We're gonna have to go back, take a look at what happened there.
Yeah, maybe just taking a look here. I think it happened right around Pierre Robitaille, I want to say. No, it was up in front of him. So it
Yeah,
happened up front there. I think that's is it the 82? I can't tell who that is up there in front of him. I believe that is... Ah, there it is. That's the 93 of Nick Donati. Gets a little loose going into the turn.
Gets a little loose, and that's gonna shake him in that what number is that right there? The 22. That's gonna shake him and Jeff Schmeier around a little bit. And I mean, both of them are gonna get loose, and it's just gonna stack. These guys are getting up through the gears, getting up to speed, and it happens very early. Tim Collier just gets nailed by Anthony
Tyler
James
Vickery
here, and that's
gets
gonna
clipped there as well a little bit.
move them
He gets
around.
hooked.
Who's that right there? And that was that the 2 car at the end there. I mean, just numerous cars involved in what shouldn't have been a very big incident, Luke.
Yeah, I see at least 4 or 5 guys involved there. I see Tim Collier on his way out, Jose Medina, Anthony James, Tyler Vickery, just to name a couple. And that one was definitely, definitely not what they were wanting to see out there.
No,
This
a rough
early.
start, but hopefully it doesn't, dictate the pace of how this race is gonna go. Because I mean, they couldn't even get up to full pace there.
No, and it's these guys are pretty good with the recoveries out here, so we'll see how it filters out for them after they cycle around.
They're pacing around though, Luke, and the lights appear to be off on the pace truck already. So, as we were yapping and as we were goofing around, they've sorted it all out and they're double wide, ready to go green once they get through these turns and get back to the restart zone.
And some good-looking trucks out here as always. A lot of familiar schemes we're used to seeing out here, but a couple new ones I'm seeing. We'll get to those here under our next caution, assuming we see one. It'll be Chris Hudson and Joe Nathan here off the start, leading their respected lines. See Tyler Vickery catching up there. Had to probably get a good bit of repair going there.
Gonna be Chris Hudson still in command of this thing, but Joe Nathan up in second, Davis Brown third, Partridge fourth, and AJ Benish to round out your top five. And we are green here with Chris Hudson on another good jump. He cycles his way up to the outside to take his preferred line.
See all the guys cycling up and getting together here. Briefly 4 wide there, going out of the exit of turn 2 near the back, and someone else loose. That's Tyler Vickery.
Tyler Vickery.
Oh, his rear bumper slams the back wall, and he's loose in the grass. But it seems to be just contained to him, and they're going to stay green, and that is not what you're wanting to see if you're a Tyler Vickery fan.
No, not at all. Chris Hudson's being caught by Davis Braun, who's on a mission out here to start this thing. He's moved up into the second position. Joe Nathan. Or not Joe Nathan, apologies. Jeff Schmeier up there putting in the work.
He's trying to catch the 45 of Brian Fackler.
Yeah, he was involved in that last incident a little bit, so trying to recover off of that.
A lot of speed on the exit there for the 22. He's right up on the 45's bumper, peeking at the inside. I honestly couldn't tell you if this is a track you can do that on, but I don't really know, so.
You can sure as hell try.
Yeah, he did it. But we're under our second caution out here, as I'm not reading anything. I'm reading Tyler Vickery spun out again and crashed.
Yeah, Vickery definitely had some damage and trying to work his way around it, and seems to have gotten involved in another incident. We'll go back and see what happened to him.
Likely fighting some damage there. Just getting loose.
Goes around, comes into the outside wall.
Whole pack is coming up on him.
Brings out your second caution. Yeah. He's just sitting there stationary, waiting for the pack to go by, and the caution's gonna fly, so.
Unfortunate there. That's our second caution of the afternoon now, but maybe going to give Vickery the chance to make up a lap here. And now we are reading everybody else on the track now, Kevin. We do have a 27-car field.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting for Vickery because he would have gotten the lucky dog if those guys weren't on the track. But I do think it's going to go to Gonzalez at this point.
And Vickery on the bumper of Gonzalez there. Rocking the Black Rifle coffee truck. I know I'm a big fan of that coffee company. You a big coffee guy, Kevin?
I'm not a big coffee guy at all, Luke.
Yeah,
Not a coffee drinker, but heard it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, not bad. I think a bit of their whole thing is like proceeds go to veterans or something. At least a percentage of it does or something like that. So always a good cause.
Not bad at all.
But it's going to be Chris Hudson and Davis Braun out here leading this thing. Two very, very talented drivers out here. And if I'm not mistaken, both very high up on the point standings. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Hudson's, holding on, trying to maintain that first place position. He's got it by about 25 points. I'm seeing Davis Braun 5th, about 95 points back. So both of them, in that conversation still, but Chris Hudson definitely needs a good day here, trying to hunt that trophy down.
And we're hearing word the 88 took out Vickery, apparently, as a lap car.
Yeah, and I'd imagine he's referring back to the spin we saw before. Yeah, not what brought out the caution, but we saw him going across the infield while we were in the
Yeah,
green.
I imagine so, yeah.
Don't know if you deem it worth going back, but we're pacing around one more
Yeah,
time.
we can go back and check it out. This was the early one. It is. You see him right there on his door, and they just...
Yeah, 88 just comes in, and Vickery's tail end gets real hard in that safer barrier on the inside wall. Loses some hardware, and then we all saw what happened to bring out the caution, so...
I imagine he's probably not very happy about that, but they're going to be starting right next to each other. Now both a lap down. They're going to be fighting each other for the Lucky Dog candidate, and I don't imagine they're going to be playing too nice after that. But you see the lights are off on the pace car. They're going across the backstretch now. We're going to be going green this time by. It's going to be lap 12 out here. And I got to say, Kevin, this is a fun track. I like this one.
Yeah, and Luke, it looks like the sun's starting to set a little bit. I don't know if it's going to stay bright out here all night. I know Nashville does have the means necessary to do a night race, so not to get your hopes up, but it does look like it's late in the evening here.
Getting darker, yeah, just a little bit. Ace Truck's making its way in, and we're going to be getting ready to go green this time by Chris Hudson with the command.
Yeah, gotta watch out for, out of Dog Bear Racing is going to be Jeff Schmeier to catch him. They're in a points battle for 1 and 2, but Chris Hudson gets the jump here on the restart, and he's clear of everybody.
And he's got room to work. Joe Nathan's sliding down, and they're all fanning out there, as you can see. Working their way through the gears, catching up. Looking back, it looks like Vickery got a good jump there. He's made his way a couple rows up above the pack of Gonzalez right now, which leaves him at the Lucky Dog spot for now. They're just now
a few
getting
damaged
caught
guys back there, I'd imagine. I mean, we saw Tim Collier still stuck in the back. I mean, he put up a decent qualifying lap out here, starting P12, and was caught in that incident. So, unfortunate for him, but as for the mid-pack, I mean, it seems like it's a lot of two-wide racing out here. Guys trying to pass on that inside. Although, I gotta say, Luke, I think tire wear is going to be the name of the game out here, so I don't know how much people want to, make these aggressive moves early.
Yeah, and do you have a read on the tire wear or no?
The tire wear?
Or tire sets, sorry.
Tire sets, I do not.
We would be looking at 4 sets of tires out here. We're looking at 1 fast repair, and
Yep.
I'm not seeing a fuel percentage, so I believe
It's 100 with CMS.
it's going to be a normal fuel percentage for these trucks, and 4 turns on this track for anybody wondering. What's going on, Lisa?
See you, Lisa. Joe Nathan now giving Chris Hudson, something to think about because he is on his bumper, and I mean, on lap 16, you never want to do some rear view driving, but that's what it's come to. We're here, and Joe Nathan looking to make the pass for the lead. All eyes on Jeff Schmeier as well. He's riding P14 after being involved in an incident, trying to stay in contention for that point standing. 3rd place in the points is also going to be Joe Nathan, so, I mean, don't count him out of it. He's less than 70 points back. I mean, he's there on the lead of giving him some work. He has a fast truck out here tonight at Nashville, so those are just a few of the names to pay attention to tonight.
A little bit off the battle of first right now. You're looking around P5, 6, and 7 right now. You see Michael Carroll, AJ Benish, and Ray Partridge all kind of working around there. Staying just shy off these leaders here. Still staying up to a decent pace with them. They're not too far off.
Yeah, and some of these guys just getting stuck in traffic after that early incident. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as far as, getting around it goes and getting your car back into a good spot. As we're watching the onboard of Tim Collier here, he's a perfect example of that. I mean, he started out P12, he was running on pace and just got unfortunate with getting caught in an incident he didn't involve, and he's right here back in the back, trying to work his way forward.
He's definitely gaining a lot of speed on that entry to turn 1. He's riding near the back right now in 21. We see your leaders up there, single file most of the way through out there. They're just trying to save about as much tires as they can out here. As we still got quite a bit of racing left out here, over 100 laps.
Yeah, and you gotta imagine, I mean, Chris Hudson is holding off Joe Nathan, but neither of those guys are really trying to pass each other or trying to defend each other at this point, so not losing too much speed, too much time on tire wear, but definitely going to be something to pay attention to. Caleb Colburn's only about 4/10 of a second off of Joe Nathan.
And what's going on, Devin? Welcome in, welcome in.
Hey, Devin.
Ooh.
Tight back there between
tight.
Jay Dargert and Drew Lidke. Or Jay Dargert and Pierre. With Drew Lidke in the green 21 car in front of them. All getting a little sandwiched up. Chris Hudson, though, still hanging on to this thing out here in the front as they're running around single file. Your top 10 reads Hudson, Nathan, Colburn, Braun, Carroll, Benish, Partridge, McCaffrey, Loveridge, and Lidke. A lot of spacing out here. So far, Nashville, I mean, only, say, 15, 20 laps into this green run. These guys have figured out how to get themselves single file in about 5 seconds off the pack. West Desert Wheeler, I can figure that out for you. I'd imagine it's going to be a while. They came in, or I guess about some of the field came in for fuel on our cautions, and then the others were saving some. But let me check on that. I'm reading around 55 laps to the tank. Could be shorter than that, but I mean, like I said, I think it's going to be a while till they come in. With us only being about 25 into this thing and some of it under caution.
And we don't see much battling going on right now just because of that tire wear situation, but a lot of tight racing going on back through about I want to say, what is that, 8 through probably 13. They're all pretty tight right now, probably trying to just keep as much speed as they can together out here and get up to these leaders. See Caleb Colburn looking for the pass on Joe Nathan. He's got it. He's sitting pretty right about P8 right now. He's definitely not in a bad spot in this one. Chris Hudson really finding his groove right now. Leading by over a second on Caleb Colburn. Very single file still almost all the way through. We do see a little bit of a battle going on back there by Robitaille, Donati, and I believe Jeff Schmeier. A little bit of a battle going on back there by Aaron Cooper, Tim Collier, and some of the other guys. All really filing into that two wide or single wide racing out here. Not too much passing out here, but AJ Benish gonna look for the pass on Joe Nathan.
Couple of Leverage Motor Guys sports, Leverage Motorsports guys in the top 10 between McCaffrey and Leverage out there, 8-9.
Yeah, and they're all pretty close together out here. Still a lot of racing left. We're at 100 laps to go. 99 as they cross this time. Seem to have straightened it out a little bit since those first couple cautions we had, but don't want to jinx it too much. We aren't seeing too much passing, too much crazy racing. We do see a little pass going on back there near the back. Number 69 of Aaron Cooper. Vickery's back there with him. He's still a lap down. Good thing for Vickery, though, he is the only lap car down now, as Gonzalez is not reading on the track. So, that's good for Vickery, I suppose. Chris Hudson's still leading this thing. His lead is shrinking, though. Colburn is steadily gaining on him. And as soon as I say that, it's kind of staying around that 1 second mark, not too much.
Yeah, and look, as we know, the most dangerous part for these guys, as far as cautions go, is the restarts. So the deeper we get into these green flag runs, the better their odds are of staying green.
Yeah, and see the lump there of Loveridge and ninth gear racers there. See the 57 of Jay Darger getting into the back of Noah Loveridge a little bit. You see Drew Lidke and the 93 of Nick Donati back there as well with them. All three of those teams very high in the point standings, all probably looking to get the better finish of each other. Still racing pretty good. Nick Donati looking for the pass. He is going to be clear. Drew Lidke, who's going to file in behind him. Jeff Schmeier behind him. A lot of speed being generated in that back stretch, but looking back up here, it's still clear skies ahead for Chris Hudson. He's extended his lead to over a second.
And you gotta wonder, Luke, how much tires are these guys saving out here? If you really wanted to, and these guys don't think that they could make it in one more stop, assuming this thing stays green for 90 more laps, which I don't think they can make it in one more stop. The pit window really is open whenever. Because, I mean, if you came in now, then you came in around 90, that's a good split for a two-stop type of day. So, I mean, as soon as these guys' tires start getting worn down, they could come in. Now, the risk in doing that is you will go a lap down, and if you go a lap down and the caution flies, you're not in a good position.
The guys behind first place starting to battle a little bit. That's probably what Chris Hudson wants to see up there in first place. Starting to extend his lead a little bit.
Old 24 car of Tyler Vickery seemingly throwing in the towel.
Yeah, seems that way.
Off the track, I do believe.
Yeah, currently reading off the track. There's a big battle going on right back there.
Yeah, that whole group from, like, I want to say 10th place to about 15th place. Running really tight with each other. We keep seeing good fights between them. Just looking at the top of my screen, though, it looks like it's not going to be too long until Chris Hudson finds his way into some lap traffic out here. As Darger looks to the inside of Michael Carroll for that 8th place position. They're side by side with Donati in pursuit behind. And Darger's going to clear.
Had the naughty opting to run the inside there.
Battle going on between Davis Brown and AJ Benish for that 3rd position.
See them trying to make the pass.
AJ Benish puts it low on Davis Brown trying to get around. Not going to happen that turn. Through 1 and 2, though, he gets a lot of speed.
And Caleb Colburn's making up some time. I'd like to point that out with the battle going on behind him.
Yeah, I think AJ Benish has about cleared Davis Brown there for that 3rd spot, but the next guy to catch is going to be Caleb Colburn, and that's going to take a while.
He's been the man to beat tonight, and he always seems to have a good line figured out on these tracks. And it seems that trend is going to continue out here tonight as we are over the 50 lap marker. See single file all the way through from what I can see, and no surprise there. These guys are probably starting to feel the tire wear, and they're just trying to get those laps, just keep them going.
Yeah, and previously I said that the longer we go green, the less likely it is for caution to fly because they're getting spaced out. The flip side to that is the longer we go, the worse their control is going to be because of these tires. So you never know what you're going to see out here once these guys lose the grip.
And, assuming these guys keep running these laps out here, and if they just try to run it out as long as possible, these tires can start to get dangerous, pretty slippery on these exits. We already saw it happen on that first caution.
Jeff Schmeier slowly picking him off one by one, coming from the back. He's up to 11th place. He needs a good day today to get himself into a good position for the season closer at Michigan.
And I know you're pretty fond of Michigan, Kevin.
Yeah. It's a fun track, Luke. It's a very fun track.
Yeah, what's your favorite vehicle to run there?
I don't know. I think the trucks get very good runs there for them being trucks.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of the stuff. I know they don't do Xfinity at Michigan right now, so I don't know how that would handle. But I'd say the trucks are the cup car.
Yeah, fair enough. Still see that battle going on back there for 3rd place. Now the battle going on for second place. Caleb Colburn and Devin McCaffrey.
AJ Benish now to the lead as the pits have started.
And we currently see Jay Dargert on his way out. Seems to be the first taker. Gotta wonder, will that serve them well?
A lot of guys came in. Once it cycles through, Chris Hudson is in your lead as far as guys that have pit. I'm sorry, Davis Braun actually is.
See a little bit of a battle going on right now, around 7. AJ Benish now leading this thing, though.
Yeah, AJ Benish kind of running this thing away from Caleb Colburn. Both of them playing the long game, though, as far as the pits go.
Yeah, trying to stay out as long as they can. Not a bad strategy. Approaching that halfway point now, and they're not doing a bad job in terms of tire saving. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and I mean, with the guys like Chris Hudson, Davis Braun, Joe Nathan all having these sticker tires on now, it's going to be interesting to see, how the different lap times compare. Caleb Colburn decides to come on in. He's had enough of it.
And just looking at your top 20 there's the last lap times.
31.72 for the leader, but then 30.81 and 30.58 for the guys that have the new tires on. So about a second above pace if you already came in and got your tires.
Caleb Colburn on his way out of the pits. Well, as these pits cycle, we'll get a good view from Colburn. His new tires fare against these guys who have been stuck out here for a little while. See his relative down there on the bottom right. Getting ready to pass Tim Collier. I mean, just look how much faster this car is.
Yeah, he's got a rocket ship right now, Luke.
He sure does, but he's got to be patient. He can't burn it all up at once and get excited out here. He's got to save it still. Be as easy as he can looking for the outside, and that was a close pass. But He knows what he's doing out here, and he's getting up through the gears. Still in a 13th place right now, but your current leader is Devin McCaffrey.
Third caution flies, Luke.
Looking for a read, Kevin. I'm looking for somebody. Not getting a name for some reason. We'll just go back to the actual caution moment. We'll see what it takes us to. Taking us
It'll be
to
interesting. Guys that just started to come into the pits, including Donati, including Carroll. And it's going to be interesting to see where this cycles them back through.
Oh,
there it is.
Goodness, back
Here,
straight away.
Robitaille. And I think Tim Collier on his outside once again. I see Drew Lidkey up there. Is that Tim right there?
I think so. That might be Caleb Colburn, 94.
Okay, yeah, that's Caleb Colburn.
That's the janitor. That's the janitor. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
The janitor on his outside, and they both get into it. And oh, Tim Collier just squeaking by there.
Yeah. Ooh.
Barely avoiding that one.
Different silver car.
Yeah, the janitor and Pierre Robitaille not so lucky. Go back and maybe watch the onboard of the janitor here. And definitely unfortunate for those guys. That's going to bring us to our third caution of the afternoon. Sorry, and the pits are no doubt going to finish cycling through now. Whoever hasn't come in is going to definitely get their chance now.
Absolutely. I'm reading Miguel Colon, I'm reading Noah Loveridge. Just to name two guys that are coming out of the pits now. I'm not sure who else has pit, who else needs to pit. I'd imagine we're going to see it from McCaffrey, we're going to see it from Schmeier. I couldn't really tell you who else, though. It was very odd, the timing on that, because it seemed like it happened right in the middle of a cycle.
Yeah, definitely not the most ideal spot out here. You can really leave you out to dry out here. Screw you for the rest of the race if you took it at the bad time, but we see Devin McCaffrey currently your leader out here before it cycles around, as they are obviously all sorts of bunched up right now. Yeah, Kevin, my blinder is the lights off the pace car already.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, that was a pretty cut and dry incident. I think these guys are ready to go racing again.
Yeah, and you know what? Fine by me.
So I guess, I mean, just really benefiting the guys that stayed out, because now they were able to stay in the front because none of the guys had made it back onto the lead lap. So Schmeier and Devin McCaffrey are going to be in control here on a little bit of strategy. Let's see how that goes for them. As we are going green here. Pace car's in, and the flag is out. We are green. Oh, I'm choking. Devin McCaffrey with a good jump here. He's going to lead. Oval Daddy Devin. He's out there, and he's wheeling right now, getting a good lead out on Jeff Schmeier. Joe Nathan looking for the pass on the inside of Schmeier. As They're racing side by side.
Oh, we see bumping around going on in the back. There's smoke.
Oh boy.
They're holding it together. No, they're
Oh.
not. We see
Little
someone
leverage
loose,
hard
bumping up into the wall.
They're all
Oh,
nailing it.
man.
Oh.
We see
Oh,
cars
7
loose
into
on the
it.
infield.
Nick Donati into it.
Yep, and there's the
The
caution.
flag is out. Oh man, that one was a multiple car incident that just seemed to happen across the whole stretch.
And it didn't seem to stop anytime soon, Kevin. It seemed to just keep on going there, and that's going to bring us to our fourth one of the afternoon. Now let's see where all this started. I think maybe watch like an overhead here. '94 kind of gets up into the 10, and oh my. The janitor gets a little loose.
An innocent bystander and Connor Patton and Nick Donati there.
And unfortunate for them, for sure. He's going to even elect to take the tow there. He's likely going to have to take a lengthy tow. Quite a few involvees, and they're going to be pacing around out here for a little while. The lights are back on that pace truck.
It's gonna bring out number 4, Luke. I mean, like I said, these restarts are what's killing people, and it seemed like that was no different out there.
Yeah, and you know, I was surprised how long that thing carried on out there. I thought for a minute it was going to stay green. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it almost did.
Pacing around out here, the lights off, and they're going to be going around one more time.
Well, Loveridge gonna have to use his fast repair, but he's back out on the track. On the lead lap here. Could be worse for him, could be worse for a couple of these guys. But, that wreck wasn't a small one, so...
No, it definitely wasn't.
And we are green. Same order as far as the top 5 go. Mixed up a little after that. A good jump for Devin McCaffrey. Good on the restarts he is, as he's going to get out there about 4/10 ahead of Jeff Schmeier. Yeah, and another issue for Noah Loveridge, it seems. Look, if we can go back and see a replay on him getting into some trouble.
He seems to be a little slow here.
Yeah, he gets it clipped a little bit, then up into the wall a bit. There it is.
3 wide there briefly. I think that he thought the inside there was clear, but
Yeah,
clearly, unfortunately was not. Going to set him back a little bit. He's back in 21st.
Still green out here, though. Just a one-car incident. His teammate, though, Devin McCaffrey, out here putting up good laps. Jeff Schmeier's surely catching, though, and I think Schmeier's in one of those situations where he wants to have the control of this race. He's second in point standings, about 30, 40 points back, and he can't afford to, not have a good finish out here today.
And I can't say I really blame him. I mean, I'd want to be up there if I were him, Being in the command here, a track like this is not a bad spot. You've seen the incidents happen behind, but not necessarily up here in the front, so I imagine being up there in the front's probably where you want to be to stay away from these things. See Ray Partridge, and then number 8 peeking at the inside on Joe Nathan.
Looking and he's clear. That's for 4th place. Jeff Schmeier, though, makes the pass on McCaffrey. With the lead, McCaffrey on that kind of second line on the outside.
But they're not done. They're still battling up there for 2nd place. McCaffrey and Braun now fighting it out. McCaffrey's got the clear.
Yeah, McCaffrey's going to look low on Jeff Schmeier, but ought not to. He slides up the track behind 22 of Schmeier. That's going to open the door once again to Davis Braun, and they're side-by-side racing. Davis Braun's going to clear, and here comes Ray Partridge. Not going to have it there. McCaffrey's going to stay clear of Partridge. Oh, and the caution flies.
Oh, we see someone loose right there. That's Anthony James. He's sliding loose.
Incident once again, I'm seeing.
Yep, AJ Binish I'm seeing also involved. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Watch the onboard of AJ Binish. The Anthony James there on his inside.
Well, look, this puts us in an interesting position here. With the caution flying right there. And just taking another look at it.
That's a tough one.
Tough one. But what I was going to say is these guys can make it to the end on fuel. So it's going to come down to who can save their tires the best out here if we were to stay green, God forbid.
And you see about half the field right now coming through for the pits now, Kevin. About half staying out. So now the fuel situation is going to be split around lap 85.
Yeah, and that's also going to give a tire advantage to those that pit here. I don't think it's going to be major if they do take their tires. Because, I mean, we've seen so many pits back to back to back. But it might just be enough to get some passes going, Luke. It's going to be interesting.
And we'll see. They're making their way out now, but it's going to be Jeff Schmeier with the lead of this thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at your leaders, Luke. They pit around mid to late 60s. We're in the 80s now. So, a little bit of different strategies here. Some of the guys thinking we're going to see more cautions. Some of the guys wanting to run it out to the end here.
You can see the lights off.
Your top five is going to be Schmeier, Braun, Partridge, McCaffrey, and Colburn on this restart. It's going to be your fifth caution deep. And we still have about 50 laps to go out here. So, going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. There's a lot of strategy and a lot of race ahead of us. Pace car's in. Geico restart zone is among us. And we are green here with Jeff Schmeier on the command on the inside. And he has a good jump as he's up to the races.
You see the guys all sorting through, and they are fanning out wide out here off this start. No surprise there. Fighting for positions. They're 3 wide back there briefly. 2 different spots.
We know the importance of the restarts out here. And how about AJ Benish following pursuit? Getting around, trying to make up some time that he lost on that incident. They're racing hard towards the back. A good restart for Jeff Schmeier, but how about Davis Braun and Ray Partridge as well? They're right there, less than a second off behind.
And, you know, Jeff Schmeier in a nice spot right now. He's got a comfortable cushion of space between him and the guy in second, so anything happening behind him, he's not going to be involved in at the moment. But they seem to be settling it back down to about 2 wide now.
Battle going on for 6th place as Colburn's being caught. He's going to be passing the inside. Connor Patton looking to get around as well, but he's just going to file back in behind. If things were to stay green out here, it'd be a game of tire conservation. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, the laps are dwindling fast,
wide.
But
Sorry to cut you off back there, Kevin, but seeing that 3 wide situation.
oh, it's always a terrifying look, Luke. You don't got to tell me.
Always is.
Caleb Culver making his way back around Donati, and he's trying to pick off McCaffrey next. He's holding that top line up there.
But Donati not ready to let go either.
How about Joe Nathan?
He's like,
shot out of
he
a
is
cannon.
moving,
He's
yeah.
coming by. Joe Nathan running those fresher tires, and it is showing for him. We know last week we saw him fly by the field on fresher tires. Play the lottery right, seeing if he can do it again out here tonight.
Yeah, Ray Partridge looking for the pass on Miguel Colon right now, right on that inside line. He's going to have it. Now that leaves Davis Braun and Jeff Schmeier, the only two guys in front of him. Approaching the 100 lap point here soon. Oh, we see a little bit of wall bumping up there by Ray Partridge. He's now losing speed. Miguel Colon passing him. He's going to peek back at the inside. He's not done yet. We see a bit of a fight going on back there.
Nathan picking him off one by one. Next guy's going to be Miguel Colon in P3. And he seems to be the guy to beat out here. I mean, Jeff Schmeier's putting up putting up the lead laps, but Joe Nathan's putting up the fastest. And I think we're in for a good battle here later in this race.
I'd have to agree out here. And, I got to wonder, how do you think the tire situation's looking like for some of these guys out here?
I think it's going to be rougher for some than others. I mean, we saw about 20 lap difference between some of the pitters out here. And assuming tires were taken there, I mean, it's just going to come down to can the guys that pit on 60 save it enough that the guys that pit on 80 aren't going to fly by them in the latter laps of this race. So it's going to be interesting to see. This tire racing we're seeing is definitely hurting everybody's tires.
Oh, yeah. See quite the battle going on back there near the back right now.
Yeah, the hard inside is going to be controlled by AJ Benish, the middle by Jay Darger, and the top by Jose Medina. Jay Darger's going to clear on the inside, and they're going to cycle back in, leaving Jose to the top. Joe Nathan has made another pass, and he's gunning for first now. He's in second place. Couple of dog bear guys up there, rocking P2 or P1 and P3, trying to have a good race to put themselves or keep themselves on the board for the team standings.
Still see that battle going on right now around P14.
Yeah, it looks like Michael Carroll's gotten mixed up in that, now running P13 on the high side of Drew Lidke. Oh, Lidke's
Michael
gonna come
Carroll
up
gets
into
turned a
him.
little, but he
Or
holds
not
it
Lidke,
together.
Dargert's gonna come up into him. My apologies.
Comes up into Michael Carroll a little bit, but he holds it together. Michael Carroll
Holds it
definitely off
together,
speed
but
after that.
yeah, quickly losing time there. We almost saw one live.
Almost, but managing to hold it together. That was a scary situation there. Joe Nathan leading this thing now. He's over half a second up. Jeff Schmeier, Davis Braun, and Miguel Colon all running in the top 4. Not too far off the leader.
Yeah, and Joe Nathan able to get around Jeff Schmeier for the lead. And he's opened that up about 0.8 of a second now. I mean, it's no question who has the fastest car out here right now. Truck out here right now, sorry.
Davis Braun and Miguel Colon fighting it out right now. Door to door on each other right now. Including the pass there is Miguel Colon.
Look, we've had a good green run out here since I said something, about 25 laps. You think we can hang on now for another about 27?
It's tough to say out here, Kevin, but I mean, at the pace these guys have been going, I think they got a shot at it, so it's going to be tough to see how these guys can hang on to it, as the tire wear is probably going to be starting to come into play here soon. I imagine these guys are going to probably start to, you know, what lines they decided to take. It's going to definitely start to show out here. Really digging now, trying to make any passes they can find. As it stands, though, Joe Nathan's the guy to beat at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit of a battle going on around P11, I do believe. Guys are switching around spots. It looked like something recently happened to Noah Loveridge. He's off pace now.
He's definitely off pace. Michael Carroll in front of him. That back group is definitely having trouble staying with the, with that pack.
Yeah, they're all battling each other for position, so it's no surprise here that Loveridge exiting pits now. He comes in for some fuel.
23 laps to go.
How about AJ Benish? He's climbed his way all the way from 21st to 5th on this restart.
He's definitely moving. Probably one of the ones that did take a fresh set of tires out here, and it's showing.
Absolutely. Another guy to watch is going to be Chris Hudson, trailing right behind him. As we all know, Chris Hudson is in the lead of the point standings right now, and he's sitting about 3 spots behind Jeff Schmeier, not where he wants to be. AJ Benish in a little bit of a battle now with Davis Braun as they've switched back that 4th spot a couple times. Both closing in time-wise a little bit on Joe Nathan, though. Davis Brown's going to play that second line and hold him off.
AJ gonna look for the inside. He's got it.
Yeah, another little bit battle going on between Connor Patton and Jose Medina. As they're wrecking out.
Oh, yep, and Connor Patton's in the wall. As soon as we look over, that brings us to our 6th caution. Oh!
Oh!
Jose Medina and Connor Patton still wrecking. Oh, and Loveridge involved.
Oh!
And oh, man. That was a hard hit.
And I don't know.
Oh, boy. And what a shot. And I imagine we're going to probably have to... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that brings out caution number 6. Did we go back and see what happened there?
No, we're about to. I was just seeing what happened there in terms of the pit. But it sure looks like... I believe we were going to, go to Patton? Let's go to Patton here. Oh, he still went up into the wall a little bit there in front of him.
Who are you watching right now?
Patton.
Okay.
This is the old caution. That would be
say,
why. I was about to say.
Does not look like what we just saw. There it is.
Yep, found it. You know, they're just closing the laps out here. They're fighting for everything, for the positions.
Medina's on the outside of Patton. They've been racing hard all evening. And just both run out of real estate. Both go for a whirl. But I'm more interested about the latter half of this incident between the two of them. Patton throws her back in drive. Up through the gears he goes like it's a friggin' restart.
Oh.
And he says, how about your arrow? Then can we switch to Noah Loveridge real quick? Oh, too late. Noah Loveridge.
Oh. Blows his motor on that one. Holy.
Maybe losing some control and accidentally getting into Jose.
Looks like his steering wheel might have turned off or something. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah, the viewers saw it. The viewers can make
the viewers make the call,
opinions.
of course, as always.
On what happened there, but an incident that's really gonna hurt Jose Medina is he's still chilling in the pits. His day's probably come to a close.
Yeah, so is Patton, and Tim Collier on his way in right now as well. That's going to about bring us to lap 15 when we go green out here.
top 5 is going to be Donati, Nathan, Benish, Cologne, Braun, with very short laps to go out here. Different strategies all being tested out. Hard to say, Luke. Who do you see winning this race?
I'm taking AJ Benish. He's been fighting his way all the way up. He's got a pretty fresh set of tires out here. I think he's got what it takes. What about you?
I'm gonna go Jeff Schmeier. I don't think anybody wants it more than Schmeier out here. He's second in points. He's trying to hunt down Chris Hudson, who he's starting right in front of. And I think it's gonna be a great battle between the two of them.
Either way, the pace car's in, and we're getting ready to go green out here. Maybe for the last time, we don't know. They're making their way across the Geico restart. The flagman's waving it, and we are green out here once again.
Here we go, here we go. We're racing once again.
Speed's
Joe
on that
Nathan
outside.
shot out of a cannon around the outside. AJ Benish to follow. Donati on a little bit of different strategy. He just doesn't have the pace.
They're fanning out like hell behind them. Everybody
Yeah.
trying to make the transfers down. No one's wanting to let off. They know it's on. They know the laps are closing. A lot of battling going on right now. Main battle seems to be right around that P5 area. Three wide back there, briefly fanning out across the back stretch. They're racing pretty tight out here.
Yeah, and racing tight is an understatement, Luke. I mean, Joe Nathan and AJ Benish on that same strategy as we all know, but there's a lot of laps left. I mean, you know, anything could still happen.
That's
Cologne's
true.
been strong all day. Davis Braun's been strong. Noah Loveridge referencing Kyle Busch in 2011 and leaving it at that. Reading a lot of cars out here just off of, you know, interesting things happening going on here. 7 cars not on the track right now that started out on the track.
Definitely interesting to see out here, but they're single file most of the way throughout the lead out here. That main battle has seemed to die off just a tad bit. And, seems to have calmed down a little bit. We still got 11 laps left out here.
Tendigo this time by. How about Michael Carroll? He's picked up a few spots on the restart. He's sitting pretty in 7th. And the caution flies with 10 to go.
Oh,
Uh-oh,
man.
that's going to shake things up a lot.
Looking around for it, we're seeing...
Most off-pace car I'm seeing is the 45. I'm not sure if that's where we're going to see our
found
incident.
it.
Oh, that's where we're going to see our incident.
45. Brian Fackler.
Ryan Fackler and right behind him,
68.
68 car
Ooh,
of Tommy Mitchell.
they get into it. Gets turned sideways, and that's a 2-vehicle incident, Kevin. That brings out another caution.
Yeah, and that's going to take us to 6 or 7 laps to go in this race, so that's definitely an interesting one, strategy-wise. If anybody has any tires left, I think now's the time to put them on.
Yeah, no doubt, you know, fresh set of tires out here with this short of laps to go. I mean, I don't imagine we're going to see another one out here, but knock on wood, you never know. As
We're
it
seeing
stands,
some pits.
though,
We're seeing
about
Donati,
half.
we're seeing McCaffrey, Colburn, Mitchell, James, Fackler. What can those guys do? Come from the back. Michael Carroll coming in as well.
Yeah, that's damn near half the field, Kevin.
Yeah, I think we got some tire keepers out here, but I don't know, Luke. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'd say if you're riding like mid-pack back, throw on that fresh set of tires. You got to do something to catch up here, and I just don't see the crappier set of tires doing what you need. I mean, but if you're running up
The
there into
best
that front pack, I don't know. I think the better idea might be just hold on to what you got.
Yeah, the best, the best position we saw lost out here was Michael Carroll coming in from 7th place. That's going to cycle him back to 15th. The question is, can he make back 8 positions and more in 6 laps?
Yeah, we'll have to see out here. See, the lights on the pace car are still on, so we'll be going around one more time.
Going around one last time here, it's going to be Joe Nathan starting on the inside of AJ Benish. Both of them have been duking it out all day, but Jeff Schmeier looking in 4th place, Chris Hudson looking in 7th. I mean, knock on wood here, but so far this is the type of day that Jeff Schmeier was hoping for. Getting a few more points on top of Chris Hudson to close in the gap.
Lights are off the pace truck, and they're going green out of this turn. Maybe for the last time out here. Who knows? It's going to be 6 to go out here. Joe Nathan with the command. AJ Benish going to be on his outside.
And we are green. 6 to go at the CMS Truck Series at Nashville. A good jump for Joe Nathan as he gets way out there.
Good may be an understatement, Kevin. That was a great jump for him. Got him way up there in the front.
Absolutely.
If anything behind
4
him.
tenths out. I think some of the guys to pay attention to out here are Michael Carroll. All those guys that took their pit, watch for them. Because they are going to be moving with these fresh tires. Evan McCaffrey, he's back into the top 10.
Bumping around a little bit back there near the back. Still holding it together, though.
5 to go out here. And that lead between AJ Benish and Joe Nathan's getting a little bit bigger. It's up to 0.5 of a second. With Cologne also making a charge behind in 3rd place. Looks like a lot of these guys are just getting gridlocked up and just nowhere to really go, getting stuck in some traffic. You see everyone's single file across the backstretch with 4 to go.
A little stuck right now. Laps to go out here, Kevin.
Oh,
and
caution
flies again. Looking
and
back.
That's gonna bring us
Oh, Robitaille bumping into Donati there a little bit.
Robitaille and Donati getting into it as parts are flying off these vehicles.
You see the front right, I believe, over his wheel well bumping out there. But we'll go back and take a look at where that caution came out, because that is quite the tragic place for one to go. And yeah, you see he's missing that whole front panel there. Let's go back here to the time of the caution.
See it
Oh,
up there somewhere.
I think we saw that maybe between Donati. Yeah. I was up there with Donati and I believe Darger.
Here we go. They're going into turns 1 and 2. Oh, and it's a self spin. And Donati
I
claimed
don't know. That
victim
looked like
there.
netcode.
Yeah, you're right. It kind of
Watch that
does.
back one more time here.
Is this on board with Donati?
No contact. Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
contact. That was
that's
netcode. Damn. It's up into
absolutely
Donati.
unfortunate.
Unfortunate there for those two. Fortunate there for Pierre Robitaille. Getting a little bit of clipping there at the end, but now that brings us to overtime, Kevin, and currently seeing one green-white checkered. Obviously, I don't have any word from the officials, but I imagine we're going to be running this thing out. And if that is the case, it's going to be AJ Binish and Joe Nathan, sorry, for your lead.
To my knowledge, the way things are done here is they're going to do one green, white checkered. And if a caution comes, I mean, they'll throw the flag, but that'll just be the race. Um, so the goal here is to get 2 laps around without a big incident so that we can race this thing out. Because if we do see a yellow, that's going to be a yellow checkered. It'll be interesting to see what AJ Binish can do to shut down those dominant restarts we've seen out of Joe Nathan so far.
He's going to be quick with
Getting
that
out
reaction
4 or
time.
5 tenths of a second ahead. Yeah, he's channeling his inner F1 driver, trying to get the best reaction time off the restart as he can.
I suppose, and light's going to be shutting off the pace truck here this time when they cross over. Signifying one more lap out here around. Maybe again for the last time out here when we go green. Tough to say.
Definitely the last time pacing.
You know, I don't mind that, Kevin. I do prefer some racing over pacing, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
See Tim Collier making his way in the pits right now. Not sure if he was involved in that one or what. Jose Medina as well.
Yeah, it just hasn't
Sorry,
been the
Tim
day
Collier
that he
out.
wants.
Tim Collier out. Sorry, on his way out.
Yeah, it just seems like it's been a rough day through and through for Collier, so hopefully he can bounce back next week at Michigan to close out the season strong. Sitting on the edge of the top 10 in points. Regardless, we're going into 3 and 4. Jeff Schmeier's still hanging on to a good spot, sitting on that second row on the outside.
Backing up out here, Kevin. Maybe for the last time. We don't know. We'll see. We're at the start-finish line. You see the pace truck going in. They're hitting that Geico restart right under the flag. Here we go. Green, green, green. And another great start for Joe Nathan. And he's got a
Gets
good jump.
way out there ahead. But the charge is coming quick here. He's about 4 tenths of a second ahead. Trying to run away with this thing.
He just might be able to.
Trying not to let him.
Yeah, but he's keeping that speed, Kevin. He seems to have a good line running right now, and it's going to be tough to beat, especially with the guys behind AJ Binish fighting, not running up close to his bumper. There's the white flag.
Here we go. Last time by. Can Joe Nathan hold on and get his, I think, second, third win of the season?
A little bit of wall bumping going on back there. The guy's trying to make some last lap passes out here, trying to get the extra positions for the points. Be his
first win if he can get it.
And here he comes, dipping a little low. He's going to get it. Joe Nathan with the win.
Winning it here at Nashville.
And what an exciting win there for Joe Nathan.
His first of the season, and that surprises me, Luke. We've talked to him a lot. Able to finally get it done.
Yeah, no doubt he's going to be one happy camper. And Intrigued to see what this burn down session looks like.
He's been waiting 9 races for it, so see if he can deliver.
Running the Raptor scheme. Pulling across the Geico restart. Let's see what he's got. Opting to go for a little bit of a grass burnout. See, now iRacing needs to make it to where there's just all sorts of dirt and all sorts of shit getting kicked up when he does
Worms
that.
flying everywhere.
Yeah, like come on, yeah. We get the smoke from the pavement. I mean, come on, give us some dirt debris. That'd be awesome. But either
We'll
way,
go ahead and
good burnout for Joe Nathan. We should probably make our way over there and get ready for some interviews, huh?
absolutely. Gonna be exciting to talk to some of these guys.
And as we make our way on over there. All right.
Let's take a look at some unofficial results here.
Currently
You're
pulling
gonna read
those
off
up.
top 5.
Yeah, we got Joe Nathan getting credited with the unofficial win. AJ Binish 2. Miguel Colon 3. Jeff Schmeier 4. Davis Braun 5. Ray Partridge 6. Chris Hudson 7. McCaffrey 8. Michael Carroll 9. And Aaron Cooper 10. That's just to rattle off your top 10 out here. But a great win for Joe Nathan as he's going for a victory lap again. Waiting on the interviews to make their way on over this way. It was an exciting race out here, Kevin. I had a lot of fun out here on this track, that's for sure.
I also had a good bit of fun.
Give him some time, but it seems to be crickets at the moment for interview session. Tumbleweeds are rolling through the broadcast booth at the moment. If you're a driver and you got a top 3, make your way on over. If you're in the stream, we'd love to hear a word from you. But
regardless, Luke, I mean, how about that race? That's going to set us up in a perfect spot to head to Michigan. It was a great day, points-wise, for Joe Nathan, who was trailing in 3rd and needed a great day. It was a good day for Jeff Schmeier, who was in 2nd and needed to do better than Chris Hudson. It seems like everything fell together to make it a perfect finish to the season as far as points go. I mean, it's going to be very tight going into Michigan next week.
Oh, yeah. And we are getting at least P2 in here at the moment. I know it's not usually the order we got, but we got no one else at the moment. So first up, we got AJ Binish, it seems. Let's bring him on in.
Yep, give me 1 second as my Discord's not cooperating. There it is. Hey, AJ, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, man, great pace all day. I mean, we saw you kind of on that same strategy as Joe Nathan, but stuck towards the back of the field after that incident, trying to make your way by 21 cars, and you were able to get up there, but it seemed like the cautions were killing you. Just the restarts was being dominated by Nathan. You know, what did you try to do there to get to him, and then get around him? You know, to try and get better than second place.
Yeah, I thought before we had the caution, we had a longer run. I thought I had a chance to get up to second. I wasn't gonna catch Joe. Joe was keeping pace with me, and then once he got to the restarts, I knew I needed him to make a mistake, and he never did. So, you know, he ran a good race and couldn't catch him.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just talking about point standings. You're sitting right now in 6th place before this race is counted, about 110 points back. This is going to help you, but got a lot of work to do at Michigan. How can you get out there and, you know, give it your best at Michigan and see what you can do points-wise?
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it goes well. You know, some of the races I didn't make the right choices on tires, but so we're in a hole. But we'll see where we finish. Michigan's kind of a I don't know, crapshoot a little bit to me with all the drafting and the trucks and how they work there, but we'll see how it goes and hopefully stay out of any big wrecks.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you coming on and giving us an interview. Congratulations on 2nd place out here. Anyone like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Just usual. Thanks you guys for putting it on. Congrats to Joe. Guess we swapped spots this week. I got him last week. He got me this week. So well deserved by him.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, AJ. Congratulations. That was AJ Benish getting a P2 out here. We're going to get your race winner in now, Joe Nathan, to talk us through how he was able to get the checkered flag here at Nashville. Hey, Joe, guys in the booth, you got a copy? Joe, you got a copy? Maybe? Well, if I had to take a guess, Luke, it's the same old Discord on the phone issue that we've had in the past. I know Discord on the phone is not very cooperative, so give him a second. But Luke, I gotta ask, what are you looking forward to seeing going into the season closer out here at Michigan? Who do you think can make a rally? I mean, we're very tight on points through 9 races.
I mean, I hate to make the predictions, Kevin, but we got a couple strong guys up there in the at least the top three. But I mean, I guess AJ Benish kind of said it himself there. They kind of traded places, him and Joe Nathan, the last couple races. So my money's got to be honestly on either one of them, to be honest.
Yeah, and with Chris Hudson and Jeff Schmeier still running 1-2, it's just going to be a game of hanging on. I mean, we heard that Michigan can be a crapshoot, and I've got to agree. We just saw it in real life, and there's a lot of big runs, there's a lot of big incidents. So hopefully these guys can keep it together, keep their car clean, and we'll see a good fight at the end of next race. I'm going to invite Joe up one more time and see if we can hear him yet. Hey, Joe, you got a copy?
Yeah, you guys hear me?
Yep, we got you.
There
We
it
got
is.
you.
Cool. I had push to talk set on a different wheel, and so
Ah.
I was like, "What's going on now?" But I'm just a Discord boomer. That's what it is, honestly.
It happens, but how about that race? I mean, you're able to get yourself up there in the front, get the track position. Then, I mean, we saw the domination on the restarts, and no one was able to catch you. You want to talk us through how that race went?
Uh, say that that first long run was pretty nice. I was able to actually zone out and kind of learn the rhythm, which was nice. And then the way the cautions played out, once again, I was in that spot where I was maybe 8 laps fresher, maybe 5 or 8 laps fresher tires. So I was just able to, again, just keep learning the track and making up positions. I felt really good, just felt like I learned the rhythm. And then from there, it was once I took the lead, I was like, I got to keep it this time and make sure that, the restarts, man, I was getting a little nervous, with the losing a 2.5 second lead, and then what was it, like 6 tenths, 7 tenths, something like that. So those restarts were key.
Absolutely. I gotta ask, I mean, it seems like today went just your way as far as the points go. You were trailing by 63 on Chris Hudson. And, I mean, it doesn't seem like this could have folded or could have gone any better. I mean, he got a P3, but it seems like you put yourself in a good position for Michigan. How can you come perform next week?
Yeah. It's been one of those races where we had actually worked out. There've been so many times where I see like, oh, Chris isn't on my leaderboard right now. Like, oh, that's nice. And then somehow he's up there, by the end of the race. And this time, yeah, we did have a pretty decent point spread, which is nice. The big thing is going to be, I'm hoping car control. I know off of turn 2 it can get pretty tight, and if the truck is hard to handle on a long run, hopefully I can show that that's one of my strengths. Obviously, we just need long green flag runs like we had tonight. I think it was a good thing for me to have those long runs. But this was one of those. I mean, I try to think of luck as neutral. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. And I feel like tonight things did go my way. So got to acknowledge that it worked out for me pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it worked out great for you. Able to get the checkered flag and get the win tonight. So congratulations on that. We look forward to seeing what you can do at Michigan next week to close out the season. You'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, definitely. As always, you guys are putting together the podcast, getting better every week. iRacing for the product. Definitely want to shout out my wife. I participated in the 24 hours of Nürburgring, and of course, I'm racing again tonight. So for allowing me to spend so much time with this hobby is quite the blessing. But again, I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you.
We appreciate it, Joe. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's Joe Nathan, your race winner? Some celebration in order as he's closing in the gap, ready to make a charge on the final race here at Michigan next Sunday night. Luke, what'd you think of the race?
You know, Kevin, I had a blast out here. Honestly, it was my first time looking at the Nashville track out here on iRacing, and it's one that I definitely won't mind to see again in the future. And just taking one more look at your unofficial results right there, we'll go and scroll through that. It was a good finish out here for most of the guys. We had 16 trucks on the lead lap out here, and like we seem to hear from most of the post-race interviews, a very good point spread for some of these guys, in favor for some, but maybe not for others. So I think it's going to make for quite the dramatic final race out here we got out here coming up next week in Michigan. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this could have been lined up any better for our season closer. And at a great track like Michigan, I think we're going to see a great race. So, look forward to that. 9:15 Eastern next Sunday night to close out the season. And then I know Tim's got some stuff in the works for the next CMS season. When we hear anything about that, we'll get that right out to the viewers. So, I mean, huge thanks to Tim. Huge thanks to all the drivers for coming out. Luke, you want to close this out?
Yeah, you already said thanks to Tim and the drivers, so thanks to the viewers for coming out, and we'll see you all in the next one. Good night, race fans.
Peace.